Fanzone, united by the game, powered by MWOS World of Sport.
Welcome back to Fanzone, your hottest and latest destination for all Zimbabwean sports. We're bringing you passion, drama, and non-stop action, all happening here in the Fanzone studio. My name is Sips.
And I'm Steve Vickers, and the game of the weekend in Shamva didn't produce goals. It was 0-0 between Simba Bhora and Scotland. What a game it was. What does this mean in the title race now with 6 games to go? Highlanders and Caps are not very far above the relegation zone. Kwekwe United are officially the first team relegated. We've got a great show for you today. You might have noticed I've got interesting guests here, Sips and I have. Wow! We've got super fans on the show today. CheMhofela is with us, a Scotland supporter. Hey, CheMhofela.
Yes, how are you? Good. How are you, Zimbabwe?
It's great to have you with us on the show. And Ogege is here, number 1 MWOS supporter.
Yes, how are you?
Welcome. Well, what a season it's been so far. So you've been at the games this weekend. We'll find out about that. Also, we want to hear about life as a super fan, because you're big Warriors supporters as well, gents, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting, I think, the life of a fan, Sips.
Yeah, well, there's so much to talk to and get to in this episode. So let's dive into the Matchday 28 roundup and what happened over the weekend. A busy Matchday 28 over Saturday, 8 out of the 9 matches being played that day, and then Dynamo's Triangle on Sunday. But the headlining match is Simba Bhora versus Scotland at Wadzanai. Shared spoils, a 0-0 game. Looking to you first, CheMhofela. I at least was surprised with that result, a goalless draw. What did you think about the match, and what was the atmosphere?
As a fan, the other thing that I have to I tell myself is, like in football, we've got 3 results that are going to come from a match. We've got to win, draw, and a lose. So automatically, according to the match, it's a fair result. It's a fair result. The guys put it all. They tried their level best, but only we failed to manage to get the maximum points. But for me, it was all good. The result was very pleasing enough.
Good.
Yes.
And do you think, obviously, the Warriors were away and some of the players were with the Warriors. Do you think that sort of played into maybe the fatigue of the Scotland players?
Yeah, that one we can't rule it out because, as we can say, Scotland, whenever they play, we know it's the national team for Zimbabwe. So I think it made an impact in it also. And also, the other thing that I can tell you is, from the point of view that I've seen the match, is, our stadium contributes a lot of results that are produced by the teams here. The kind of the caliber of Kama Billiard, it's not just a mere miss on that kind of a miss. But as I was watching the replay and I was so close to that to the pitch, I think it's a bump of the stadium that made him to miss that. It should have been a goal. So
Wow. Yeah.
I know our stadium are contributing a lot. Even the other results for the other team, they are there on their position due to the fact of our stadiums.
Yeah.
Our stadium is not good.
Bad pitches, yeah. The other big talking point, did that ball cross the line, CheMhofela? The header from Timon Machope went against the crossbar, went down. Replay seemed to suggest probably it did cross the line. How did you guys take that?
That kind of a magnitude of the game, it doesn't need a half chance. It needs a full chance. A clear goal, because already in the stands, it was so tense. So you need a score that we know everyone will say that's a goal. Not that we keep on exaggerating to say, is it a goal or is not a goal? So we need a clear goal. But that one, for me, I take a note, it was a goal.
Okay, and this was a day where fans really came early to the ground, eh?
Personally, myself, I was there by 20 past 12. So I had about 2 hours of waiting, 2.5 hours of waiting. Yes. So for the other fans who doesn't have the patience, you should have lost the patience before the match started.
So obviously dedication to that game. Steve, I mentioned I was just surprised about the result. Or what about you in your end?
Definitely, yes. I thought there were going to be goals in the game. I think, with Kama Billiard and Knowledge Musono, those are difficult guys to contain. So Simba Bhora, they did their job pretty well there. I think the battle in the midfield, we'll get to our team of the week shortly, but you'll see that those battles were really important. As far as the predictor went, I didn't predict 0-0 at all there, Sips.
A hard prediction. But even over at Ascot Stadium in Gweru, TelOne took on MWOS, and MWOS are breaking the curse. There's 6 or 7 matches without a loss, so they'll be very happy with the result. And Ogege, obviously, it's a good time to have you in the studio off the back of that win. What does this mean for you as a fan? Because I'm sure a lot of you are starting to lose faith. There's a bit of frustration. What does this mean? What does that win mean for you as a fan?
It's a big recovery for us. I'm so happy about it, even up to now. I'm happy. We are going to spend the whole week Tina Morale. So, kwandiri wine passport yakatinakidza because tandani nguva takasuwa. Tandani nguva tichingo recover. But now takakwanisa kumanager tikaruwa chicken in before sataenda kuba break. So and then we come back tivadasko collect after another 3 points. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, but lucky goal, Ogege. The cross from Valentine Katsande came off Frank Makarati. Terrible deflection. Think the keeper didn't read it. I guess you needed some good luck at last, eh?
Yeah, it was a lucky goal for us. But besides that, from the first time, from the first whistle up to the end, our boys, they didn't give up. They were pressurizing. They don't go fast again. So, but it was a lucky day for us.
Yeah, you really needed it, yeah.
And looking back at that rough period for MWOS FC, no wins, what were you feeling while supporting MWOS to that phase?
Like CheMhofela says last time, like what he said, when you support football, we expect 3 things: win, lose, draw. It's so we are the 12th player on the field, but boys, they are fighting. So, win, we should accept draw or lose. Those are the 3 results that come from football. So, it's part of the game.
It's part of the game.
Yeah.
And obviously being a Premiership debutants, do you think fans had become too accustomed to the winning culture MWOS had in the first half of the season?
As a fan, our chance to complain. Like, when the boys don't expect a good result. Remember, this is our first year in the PSL. So, we are fighting for the PSL title, of which it's a miracle. We are fighting the big teams like Highlanders, Dynamos, Scotland, Caps United. Okay, so it's also we are doing great for us. For us, always well for us.
Well, yeah, those were probably the 2 biggest games that day. Even Herentals, Caps, a 0-0 draw there as well. But Matchday 28 is rounded up. We're going to look to our team of the week, as Steve had said. Good midfielders in there. And you're more than welcome to give your own opinion, but this is what we think is the team of the week after Matchday 28.
Yep, just tell us what you think, but these are our top 11 from another exciting weekend in the Castle Lager Premier Soccer League. In goal, we have Takudzwa Chikosi, the triangle goalkeeper. No goals, of course, at Rufaro Stadium on Sunday. He did make some good saves there. Our defenders are Paul Goveri for TelOne. Solid game for him. Talent Chamboko for Ngezi. Kind of going under the radar, this guy as the left back has scored again at the weekend, and he's been a key player for Ngezi as they look as though they're going to continue to finish the season well. Melvin Mukiwa for Herentals in the Caps game that Sips was talking about. Clearance off the line, brilliant clearance from Mukiwa. That kept it at 0-0 there. So what a contribution from him. Midfield, we've got Jarrison Selemani, came on as a substitute, got the goal for FC Platinum against Highlanders, and it was a special goal. It was a brilliant long-range effort from Selemani. Very much deserves to be in our team of the week. Donald Mudadi at Simba Bhora. Very, very good second half performance from Mudadi. I think everyone there in Shambu was impressed with his performance. Also in that game, Moses Shidolo, the Namibian with Scotland. He's been a really good signing for them and has played very well. Junior Makunike also for Simba Bhora. Good second half from him. Also in the midfield, Boubacar Moffat at MWOS. Ogege is nodding his head there. That was a great performance. Great signing as well, isn't he, Ogege?
True.
in the June transfer window, he's been great. Fortune Binzi getting the winner for Manika Diamonds. Now that could be a really significant goal. They're not safe as yet, but getting the 3 points was huge for them. And Arthur Banda for MWOS having a good game as well on Saturday. So that is our team of the week. As always, you're very free to post your comment, agree or disagree with us.
Yes, that's the team of the week. I know it's kind of funny actually. The one day we only have one Scotland player is the day that CheMhofela is in the studio with us. But off the back of the team of the week, we have decided that the player of the week is Jarrison Selemani. Again, the goal, the long-range shot coming off the bench, but it's also given FC Platinum a bit of life. It's more than just a win for them. It breaks that horrid run of form that they were in. So that sums up the PSL readings and standings over the weekend. And what happened in Division 1 here, Steve?
Yeah, in Division 1, getting towards the business end. Interesting results in the title race across the country in the 4 regional leagues, especially in the northern region and the central region. So Mount Darwin-based Agama beat log leaders MWOS 1-0 in the northern region headline match of the weekend. Emmanuel Chambara scored for Agama as they reduced MWOS' lead to just 1 point. So it's getting very tight there. Black Rhinos in third are 14 points behind. They lost 2-1 to Harare City, so they're dropping way out of contention. Golden Eagles in fourth. They also losing momentum, going down 1-0 to Black Rhinos. In the central region, Kwekwe-based Hard Rock won the top of the table clash against leaders Sheshem at Baghdad Stadium. And former FC Platinum and Warriors striker Donald Ngoma got the goal there. Remember him scoring for Hard Rock. So they're 3 points behind Sheshem, so it's getting tight there as well. Gwanda Pirates in third beat Shabani Mine 2-1 at Pelan Daba. Belai Chiefs moved 3 points clear at the top in the southern region. They beat Victoria Falls Herentals 2-1. Second place in Kai United suffered a 2-0 defeat to Talon Vision, which could be costly for them. Third place Wange dropped to 7 points behind the leaders, a goalless draw against Bulawayo Warriors. And in the eastern region, FC Hunters maintained their lead at the top ahead of Masvingo United, but only on goal difference, but they had a 4-0 win over Buffaloes. Masvingo United beat St Paul's Musami by 2-1. Third place Tenax continued to drop points. They lost 1-0 away to Rusitu Tigers in Chimani Mani. It's going to be a very exciting conclusion to those leagues, Sips.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Steve, you mentioned the Golden Eagles dropping points. I was actually at Ellis Robbins for that Division 1 match against Black Mambas. Actually, a very festive atmosphere. I think I'm going to try getting down to a bit more Division 1 games. All right, so that pretty much sums up Division 1. We did have some correspondence from the Fanzone team who were able to get a couple of interviews. So we'll watch those, and at the end of that, we'll be going into looking ahead in the Chibuku Super Cup fixtures coming up this weekend.
We were punished by a simple mistake, lapse in concentration, and we failed to convert the few chances that came our way.
And then just looking into how you could have ended the game, you looked like you had a lot of set pieces. How come you never scored from those ones?
Yeah, that's an area that we need to work on. We had a lot of set pieces that could have given us a goal, and we failed to utilize those set pieces.
It was something unexpected, coming from a loss from MWOS from the previous week. We were doubtful, and we have 2-3 injuries which we had from our last fixture, but I thank the guys for their effort, for their team spirit. They managed to hold on and created a few chances and managed to score from one of them. I'm happy.
We are very happy with the boys. They played really well, and this win we have gone for about 2 games. We went to Palm and lost the game. Again, we went to Czech and lost the game. And since we are playing at home, this game was a must-win game. And the guys fought very hard, despite missing a penalty, which we could have made it 3-1. But we are very happy for the boys for the performance which they did today.
Chibuku Super Cup this weekend, the quarterfinals, and after a really drama-filled round of 16, surely we're going to be getting similar results. Fortunately, both of our super fans have got teams in the quarterfinals. So starting with CheMhofela, since Scotland is high up on the table, you're up against Highlanders at Barberfields. It's going to be an interesting one. What are you anticipating for this match?
Right, going back to the Premier League, from Highlanders, we managed to collect 4 points. And please, I'm very sorry for our Highlanders. When you're coming there, we are not coming to take your players, no. We are coming there to collect the maximum points. And this is not for the faint-hearted, and this is one that has got decisive to say, it mustn't end in a stalemate, no. Just go to the penalty. So I want to be victorious.
Do you even want to go to penalties though?
No. My heart is not so that strong.
And obviously Chiweta is now with Scotland. Do you think he'll be an asset in this match?
Actually, me, I'm the 12th man. But if I was in the coach shoes and Mr. Standard's shoes, I was going to just say, Mudua, Chiwetu, please, you know Barberfields, set up the team. Face your own guys.
Hey, well, it'll be interesting with the fans. But you guys broke the hearts of Bosso supporters when you met at Barberfields earlier this season with an equaliser in stoppage time.
You know, that's part of football, and it was not going to be okay for us, especially that was our 4th game in the Premier League. So to come there with nothing, it was not going to be good, especially considering that we had some stars. But now the Stars, they did their, and we Islanders were just caught up in the complacence around in the 90-something minutes, and then we managed to get a point from Blawai, which was all that good.
That was dramatic, yes.
Yeah. And over to Ogege against Bikita Minerals. They're not really opposition you can, discount. How were you feeling for this match?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game for us. Remember our first game against the Bikita Minerals in Mutare, in Sakuva Stadium. We managed to get a draw, 1-0. So, pakazoya kwedu itungoni stadium takazowarowa zvedu, but we were lucky to win, to collect 3 points about that day. So now apa vanenge vakatosimba, at the same time vanenge vari kuhome kwavo. So kutry ngokugibo ndo yakushata sehome, so it's going to be difficult for us. So zvanengatosimbisa kuna coach dayambotry kuchinja ma-statistics kuitira kuti but this game apa timbowina moyo yemafans around the world, around the country yes, muno Zimbabwe, winotoni chichichi kuitira kuti tive neresult yakanaka timbonayo. For the first time izvozvo mukembi medu mune morale yakanaka, but the first league yedu, first round yedu takarwa, we managed to beat Caps United 2-0. So Bikita must fall.
And looking at the players, who needs to be on fire on the weekend to win this game?
Let me tell you something. MWOS, everyone. Everyone is hungry. Arubanzara akutoda magobhora kwese. I can say Abubakar, Nigel Martina, Arthur Banda, Zambezi, all of them. Angry Tigers. So we are not going to worry about that.
Okay. And your prediction for this match?
It's going to be 2-0.
2-0. Ooh, okay. And CheMhofela for Highlanders Scotland prediction?
Highlanders Scotland, I think when we played here, we scored 2 many goals when in the league, the return league in Faro. That's not good. That's not good sportsmanship. So I think Highlanders, when we come there, I think we just need to. One is not enough for you because you keep on doubting yourself. I think we're going to give you about 2-0. It's okay. Yes.
2-0 is okay.
Yes.
Steve, MWOS and Scotland getting through to the next round?
Let me say Barberfields is going to go to a penalty shootout after a 2-2 draw. I'll predict a thriller there. Yeah.
4 goals there.
Yeah. MWOS, I'd fancy a win within 90 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, 1-0 win for MWOS. I think Scotland, 1-0 as well. So yeah, unfortunately no predictions this week. We'll get a bit of a rest. So enjoy the football. You can watch that, enjoy that. But next weekend there will be predictions. We also have some very exciting news. We've been hosting the COSAFA Under-17 tournament at MWOS Stadium. Steve, you've been there. You've been to the games. You've watched some of them. Unfortunately, we haven't won yet, but tell us, about what you've seen so far.
Yeah, it's been so interesting. I'm part of the commentary team. Games being streamed on the COSAFA YouTube channel and on FIFA Plus, and learnt a lot about youth football in these past few days. By the time you're watching this, the Young Warriors may have been eliminated because we're recording this just ahead of the Monday afternoon game against Comoros. And what I've really learnt is that youth football has got to be a project. For us, we tend to assemble a squad a couple of weeks before and think that we can do it. We look at players like Chakuchichi of Scotland. We know he's a talented teenager and we think he can do it, but you've got to be moving together as a team, and I think that's been our problem. We did have some of these players at the Region 5 Youth Games in Namibia a few weeks ago, but it's not a project. So Mozambique beat us in our opening game, 1-0. They've been together for 2 years as a project. They've camped in Portugal several times, and they're just so serious about their youth football. Comoros, on paper, you'll think they're a small team. I was shocked when I saw the team list for Comoros because all of their players live in France, except for 2 of them who live in Comoros. And these guys are with academies of PSG, the European champions, PSG, their goalkeeper, Lyon, Marseille, Ajaccio, other top clubs in France. So their approach is that they've gone to pick from the diaspora, which is not normally done actually in African football at this level. Normally you will go for your home-based players and you want to develop those. So your likes of Nigeria, Ghana, they won't be looking outside of the country at this level, but Comoros are, and they've looked really good. Zambia and South Africa are both going to the Under-17 FIFA World Cup in November. So for them, they were among the favourites, although Zambia went out as double defending champions. But they've already started on another project beyond the Under-17 World Cups. They were using different squads to this COSAFA because they want to continue to build for the future, because obviously these players going to the World Cup will pass the age limit next year. So you've got to be very, very serious about your youth football, and we're nowhere near that at the moment. We've even missed editions of this COSAFA Under-17 in the past, and then we had the suspension. Then we had disqualification, I think it was in 2020, when our guys failed the MRI tests, which determines proof of age. The MWOS Stadium, super brilliant decision by COSAFA to pick that venue because the pitch is great. The stands have been full, especially for the Young Warriors games, so that was brilliant to take most of the games to Norton, the other games at Yada's Heart Stadium, which also has got a good pitch. So we've hosted it very well. VAR as well. I had the privilege of doing commentary on the first game ever in Zimbabwe to feature a VAR. To do this, there's a crew from Namibia with cameras that reach the requirements. We don't have the setup in the country. And then there's another van with 3 technicians from South Africa operating the VAR, and then the VAR referees from Zimbabwe and elsewhere. So it's been quite an eye-opener. But my one lesson is that you have to invest seriously in youth football if you want to get results. And of course, we've got these guys, they've got their youth teams. So they're playing their part there with MWOS and with Scotland. So yeah, but it's a long process.
So would you attribute not taking maybe youth football too serious while we haven't scored in our 2 games? There's 2 goalless games that we haven't scored in.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we just found that we've not been good enough as a unit, not working together. You talked about Golden Eagles earlier. El Shaddai Sadomba, we know he was really good 2 years ago at the COSAFA schools, and Golden Eagles signed him, but he's just sort of been like a passenger in the first game, especially there. So it's a lack of the team playing as a unit. Yeah.
Team playing. And VAR. Yeah. Cool experience. Is it like the full package? What is it at COSAFA?
Yeah, it's interesting behind the scenes on commentary because we can hear what's happening, what the VAR is checking. They'll tell us there's a stoppage for a VAR check. So we know that it's for a potential penalty, potential red card. It's been used for that as well. The offside calls, we haven't seen those, the lines that are drawn on the screen. We haven't seen that as yet. But it's just so good to have VAR because it's checking especially those penalty shouts. And imagine if it had been there at Wattenay Stadium. The PSL also have been to observe. The ZIFA president said that he wants this technology here, but we understand it's as much as $300,000 to get your gear for a stadium. Once you've got it, it's there, and then you're operating, but you need it with the TV cameras as well. And so we don't have capacity to do that because we're not filming all of our games at the moment. So we've got a long way to go. So at best, we're looking maybe at certain venues having VAR, maybe it might start next year, or maybe we just pick the Chibuku final, perhaps, and maybe we pick a big game like last Saturday in Shamva because it was a potential title decider. So probably the best we can hope for now is selected matches. Who's going to pay for it? I don't know if ZIFA can get funds. Maybe it's a sponsorship opportunity. Maybe a club like MWOS or Scotland are going to say we want to bring in the technology. But it's been a big eye-opener, this VAR,
well, we had Felix Tangwarima, FIFA referees and structure, probably the most decorated referee definitely in Zimbabwean history, but he came and he alluded to the fact that there would be VAR at the CASAFA Under-17 tournament, and hopefully in Zimbabwe, ZIFA are thinking about it. But obviously we wish our Chevrons a good match today. As Steve said, they probably will get knocked out, so a little bit disappointing, but again, good experience. I think also to host such a tournament, really good exposure. But over to our super fans. We want to know what the life is to be a super fan. Before we get there, something I forgot to ask. A lot of fans and football spectators are wanting a MWOS versus Scotland Chibuku Super Cup final.
That would be
Is
super.
that on the table?
That would be super.
Yeah.
But anyway, that one, still have got another one which is Lodi in the week 31. Week 31.
It's another final game.
It's another final before final.
So, CheMhofela, you are an avid Scotland supporter.
Yes.
Where did this love start?
I started with this football. We know in the terrace we'll be supporting football. The ambitions will be there to be in the pitch to play, but only maybe you might not have that talent. So that talent, the energy, and the power and the zeal, you transfer it to let me support who are good. So that's how it started for me. Because I've been supporting football from a tender age, from lower divisions, and I've made them history on the lower divisions where I've been supporting. But only you'll be just praying yourself to say, one day, people, they will know that me, I've got a passion for supporting soccer in such a way, and you try to throw out your vision. So when I'm supporting football like this, especially, it's like I make my things in a theme, that I want to make a theme like this. I'm very happy if I see a football fan at the stadium wearing some school uniforms, supporting their team. I know that is my product. I know that one is imitating the CheMhofela. I know this is the Lakers, is in safe hands. So I try to differentiate myself from my number one enemy, the one, they put themselves in the Ogege, the paint and the like.
Okay, and for Ogege, what's it like for you as a super fan, putting on the paint and cheering for your team?
Yeah, zvependi izvi ndichikura ndiri munhu, I'm also a player, but ungoti hatina kuzongoitawo luck nemazoeda takakura kuti kwatakakurira kuti bhora raisupportwa sei nekusponsor, but izvo tototamba zviri mumabhusi. I'm still strong and fit. Serious. So besides that, ndaita drama kuchikoro. So pandakatanga kusapota bhora rangu zvive zvinhu zvakanongo, ndiri munhu wekuti ndinongoita zvekuti munhu wese anogara achiseka achifara. So zvinobva zvawedzera kuti izvo zvikanangura kuti aso ndakakopera ndikaona vanhu vari kumhiri toona kuti okay, istera ishoma so ndakavana introduce izvo zviti haana jigija vawanda vakutozvipenda like what he said kuti atoona mindfulness atorati ndo product rake just the same as kuna zvakazvo zvangofanana utoona kuti apa ndinapo saka nemapampa izvo zvitautomboona ana DJ izvo is very like akatokwanisa kutomanage upiwa motikari nemari so zvimwe some of the things those are my products
right
so
okay. You guys are celebrities. A lot of viewers on Fanzone will say, well, but Ogege used to be a Dynamos fan and CheMhofela used to be a Caps United fan, and you switched allegiance a couple of seasons ago for you in Division 1, Ogege, and last season, people post about you because you're famous guys. So is it right for a fan to switch allegiance from one club to another, CheMhofela?
People, what they have to understand is when you are supporting football, right now, it's not just a mere supporting football. It's like a profession now to some of the people.
You're a professional supporter.
Exactly. That's now how things are moving on. And if you want to name them, you see even next door, we've got the Mama Joys, the Lady D's, the Bothas,
Yes.
So it's like when you're supporting, you need to grow. When you grow, what are you doing for yourself? You make a mark, you make a brand. And that brand is for you to have something that people appreciate on what you're doing. You know what I mean? So it's not by mistake or something. It's the personal decision that comes to someone.
So it's okay for Scott to come to you and say, I want you to be one of our number one fans?
To be honest and to be very frank, I sat down. It's not like an overnight thing that happened. I sat down with Honorable Scott Saupanya. We spent about 4 hours. I asked him so many questions that, I'm going to face a backlash of A, B, C, D. What are you going to say? He answered me. I asked him about the vision, because we don't want a situation whereby this is just a new team that's coming to the Premier League. Then the next season, it's not in the Premier League. Then what do I do now? He showed me the vision. It's a great vision. The great vision that the team is not to sing now, but we are going to aim so higher, the African Safari. So when they were talking of African Safari, I'll be done with these Ajigijas, the small super fans. I'll be challenging the Shombos internationals. I'll be challenging those Lady D's.
You'll do it. But tell us about the backlash then from Dynamos fans, from Caps fans.
Yeah, the backlash. It was something that I did without people telling them what the move. So some people were shocked. But I'm very happy. A lot of those guys on the social medias, they comment negative, but inbox me, in my DM, they come with a positive that, CheMhofela, you did a good move. What you did, and we thought maybe what you did is a fluke. We thought maybe you are just prominent as a Cape United supporter, but we thought maybe it's a flame that's going to die down. But we are seeing you have exceeded even what you were doing at Cape United. So, you have got a vision and the passion, and you were destined for something.
So it's an environment where you can be yourself and thrive, yes?
And they gave me the platform, even the Scotland, to say, Mhofela, be yourself, present yourself. You don't put the brand in the wrong hands.
Yeah. Okay.
So I kept on doing that.
So, Ogege, tell us about your journey becoming a MWOS super fan.
Okay. Right. In the Chuya MWOS, I was introduced by my other friend, as is now in Scotland, Boban.
Okay.
He was in love with MWOS when was engaged in D1. So we were together. We were friends at Dynamos. So we used to go everywhere together, playing together. So from there, I can introduce a MWOS. So by the time Yagazo Kwansa or MWOS with the Atinga franchise. So before that, Nandato Chagiro, which was by supported a true D1. Whereas the one issue and support a ball. Before that, one go to the ball, Beauty, she was a good child to run and pop in your who's also feeling it in life. Like CheMhofela said, there's no do any something. Shmuradzo kuti uri munhu ari kubva kumba una boss kupenga pamberi pevanhu asinyore but munhu anokona kuti semunhu anopenga like kuzorwa pendi like what I did.
Inoswinya.
Utonzi
Pendi
ari normal.
Pendi
The type of dressing dzatotopenga. Utonzi munhu ari normal. But tori normal tune mhuri dzatora. So 100% yatinoisa pakusapota football yoyo. Kune vamwe vanotongonakirwawo nayo. Sevanhu vekumozi vakanakirwawo nayo. Ndobva ndangonzi uri kuitei ndikati hapana topo basi.
Okay, but we love the way you support, but if we could see your blood inside, is your blood still blue for Dynamos inside?
No. For the meantime, I'm serious. I'm still going to my paymasters. I'm a most fan.
And obviously, with the season the Dynamos have had, you made the jump. You know, well, you made the move to MWOS. Would you like to see them survive relegation, Dynamos?
Ndotoda kutoramba ndichiona kuti survive. Because team yakandirera. Yakaita kuti ndizikanwe kuti ndiri Ogege. It's because of Dynamos. So that's my parent club.
Okay, let's talk about the Warriors, because hopefully both of you guys will make it to the AFCON in Morocco in December, supporting Zimbabwe. We've got quite a history. Eddie Mboma Nyatanga, I think he was one of our first big Warrior supporters with the Zimbabwe Soccer Supporters Association, now the late Eddie Mboma. Chris Romario Musakiwa was one of our biggest super fans, still is, of course. Aluva, who travelled by road from Cape Town to Cairo for the AFCON in 2019. I met him there. And you want to do great things like these guys, no doubt. What are the challenges when it comes to us assembling supporters for the AFCON?
You know, according to my understanding and my research that I've been doing for quite some time now, it's you can I inquired you can have as many as you can the association for the supporters, but according to we have to go back to the book of the FIFA. What does the FIFA says? We have to a statute that says those associations, they must have one association that is affiliated to the federation that caters official communications. So I encourage all those who are now saying, me, I will lead the association, but you have to be known with the federation. Because it's very risky to say, for us, for the fans, the match is being played in Polokwane. What's a mishap happening along the way? Who is responsible for all those people? So we need to be answerable, to be cleared even with the ministry, to say we have got an association from the Zimbabwe National Soccer Supporters Association. We are going for a match in Polokwane. Please clear us. How many supporters are going there? We are 12. In case you are in South Africa, what one misbehaves, does a pickpocketing, what the name is going to be in the repetition? Zimbabwean supporters. They are pickpocketed in South Africa. So we need a proper structure that we as we are in the middle now to so who can we lead us? Is it we are happy to say we have got the new ZIFA president, Mr. Magwisi. You have to come up and please inquire from us, the supporters. Who do you think is your best leader? People have to go there on merit. You can't tell me to lead association for commuter minibus. I don't own a commuter minibus. I don't know how much does a tire cost, but you want me to lead the commuter minibus association. It doesn't make any sense to me. We are the fans. We know the challenge that we face when you go out, when we are in here. What do we want in Morocco? What the consequences for us? It needs someone who knows the logics and transport and the planning.
We have the FIFA-affiliated organization led by Papa Joe and Zisupa, yeah?
Yeah, that one now is the one that we are thinking maybe can lead us and can take us to the promised land. But according to now, we have to ask it to ZIFA. ZIFA, are we now together with this? Are we in the same book? They have to come to tell us, no, guys, Zimbabwe National Soccer Supporters is that one association that we know in Zimbabwe. That's one that we are affiliated to, whatever, even the fans. Do you know, people, they have to understand this. FIFA have got grants for the supporters. Yes. FIFA have got grants for the supporters.
True.
We are going to Morocco. Do you think in Morocco people are going to play in the empty stadium? No. Total Energies, do they think they want people to come to play there in the empty stadium?
Sure.
But I myself as CheMhofela, given the chance to say, CheMhofela, we need the funds to go to Morocco. I can tell you that I know who to pick from Bikita. Because I know this fan comes to the stadium. I know who to pick at ZPC Kariba. Because I know this one comes to the stadium. I know who to pick at Greenfield. Because I know them. But when that chance comes to us, people start to say, I've got my uncle from Kumusha. Do you have a passport? Please come to the Harare now. You see now, in the bus, you ask, or even in the plane, you ask, which team do you support? He doesn't know even any team in Zimbabwe. But he's there. Who is our coach? You start to ask, who is wearing number 17? How do you know your players? But you are saying you're a prominent soccer fan, but you are here in South Africa, but you're asking me. So we have got the wrong people, and we take the wrong people without the passion to go to these football games. So please, President Magwizi, I know we must have a chief protocol, that one who deals with the association and the federation. Please, we want that post and that mandate to be appointed with someone that we know we officially go to him to say, we are the chief protocol for the supporters. Who communicates with even this AFCON. Who communicates with AFCON, the president say, we've got supporters from Zimbabwe, but they are shortfall with A, B, C, D. What assistance are you giving us? We qualified for AFCON, but we don't want to play in an empty stadium. We experienced this in the COVID era. Is it good for us to play football without the supporters? It's not pleasing at all. So we need us supporters, the 12th men, we made the vibe, we made them cheer up those guys. Right now from here, I'm going to under 17 to support those guys. I supported them there by Gateway when they were under 15. Chakuchichis, Daro Zulu, El Shaddai Sadomba. I know them, those from the youngsters. You see, that's the passion that is in me. So I plead to you, President Magwizi, please.
We need your response as soon as possible.
We need your response before it's too late.
Sure.
Thank you.
Remember, we are going to have a World Cup qualifier again.
South Africa
and
Lesotho.
And Lesotho and South Africa.
Yes.
So before those games, we need a specific
You
plan.
need to be there, yeah?
Yes. Yes.
And looking to the AFCON Ogege, what are your hopes for the Warriors? We haven't had the best World Cup qualifiers, but are you hoping AFCON will be different?
Yeah, it will be different for us. This time, Kunema supporter Manyoa, and we are going to have another new faces in the team. For example, we've got what do you call? Martin Mapisa. Dera, P. Dera, I don't know.
That one.
Prosper.
Yeah, Prosper Dera, Padera. My new faces. So, you are to the support Simba. At the same time, we are Tina coach Mr. Nis, of which we are expecting a good result by our games at Abba. But it was not as in Zimbabwe, we shake us. But are we going to do something? Not December, but to get to Morocco. So, is the coach, Mr. Nis, Sumze Msoro. Because Abapa would are serious. You know, the game that in our room now, my games that this October, to find it's a must win. Could try to boost the morale again down there.
Yeah. Maybe on a lighter note, have you ever missed big goals during a game because you're busy supporting, doing antics, getting other supporters to sing? Have you missed big moments in a match because of your supporting duties?
That's one. It happens very often. Yeah. Very, very often. Because
you're facing the wrong way.
Because you'll be facing the wrong way. Yeah. Recently, some of these games, we'll be very happy to watch them on a replay. Even the one when Zimbabwe scored in Nigeria, I didn't watch the score. I just know people say, the Nigerians then said, we've scored. So those kind of things happen. Those kind of things happen for them.
And Ogege?
I don't know zona bora. Ndakudori dzogorora. Adore bora. Take out morari go. Even isimuke even tense. So utoti even the player anofana kutozwa jinji. So haina ndone bora. To support a bora.
Well, words from the fans themselves, the super fans would rather themselves, a cry to FIFA to ensure sponsorship. But let's see what happens in the normal World Cup qualifiers in October and AFCON in December for the Warriors. But with that being said, let's take a look at the Matchday 28 Predictor leaderboard and see who is at the top. Predictor leaderboard, of course, Icon 505 stays at the top, but he's dropped points. Last time round, he was ahead by 23. This time round, just 10 points ahead of Mutsanya, who climbs into second. A new face on the podium, and TelOne in third. A new face in the top 10 BBM groups reappears back into the top 10 in 8th. And again, PSL Predictor is open to anyone if you can try. So speaking of Icon dropping points, Steve, it was a tough weekend. I'm going to be honest, I scored just a measly 19, 20 points. So it wasn't a good weekend for me.
Yeah, another difficult one. I thought Dynamos were going to beat Triangle. I had that down as a 1-0. I thought there would be games at Wadzenai. I wasn't bold enough even to predict an FC Platinum win because they've been struggling so much. It was tough, Sips, yeah.
Yeah, really tough weekend. Guys, you hear us speaking about our predictions so much. If you're feeling jealous, left out, have a bit of FOMO, head on over to fanzone.co.zw, sign yourself up for the Predictor. They are open. Truth be told, you won't win anything right now, but we do have private leagues for this exact reason. Open them up to your work colleagues, family, friends. I know in the Fanzone studio there's a private league which I'm a part of, so that's been a great fun. And so, yes, Fanzone Predictor, head on over to fanzone.co.zw, sign yourself up before the Predictor. Beyond the Pitch, this is the segment where we take a break from football and we look to what else is happening in the Zimbabwean sporting world. Some exciting news from the World Athletics Championship. Isaac Mpofu in the marathon doing us proud, coming at 10th overall, Steve. That's a great result.
Yes, it is. It's a literally world-class stuff from Isaac. We sent a team of 8 to Tokyo, Japan. Well, it's very hot conditions, very difficult, especially for the marathon runners. Fortunate Chidzivo was 53rd in the early hours of Sunday in the women's marathon. That was okay. Wasn't expecting miracles from her. There were 73 who started the race. 10 had dropped out. Isaac Mpofu, arguably our greatest marathon runner ever now, because he's been so consistent in the last 5 years. At the World Championships, 10th, 15th and 10th, so 3 top 15 finishes there. And also at the Paris Olympics last year, he finished 19th. So if we go back in time, Tendai Chimasasa was our best marathon runner back in the 90s, finished 9th at the Olympic Marathon in Sydney in 2000. And then Cuthbert Nyasango had the highest ever finish at the Olympics. He was 7th in London 2012. I was there watching that race. But now Isaac Mpofu, I think because of his consistency, you've got to say he's probably our best marathon runner of all time. You can't get higher than 10th very easily because you've got the Kenyans, you've got the Ethiopians. So finishing in the top 10, it's outstanding. And because of the consistency, he's done really, really well. Yeah.
Yeah, so great result for Isaac and for Zimbabwe in a marathon running. Even Simutu finished the race at a time of 2 hours and 28 minutes. And just some other results from the athletics in Tokyo, Japan. Vimbai Mazorewa in the 400 meters came 7th in her heat, and Ashley Kamangerira finished 8th in her heat in the 400 meter hurdles. And obviously one of our most anticipated events, the 200 meters, where Makarau and Chirambo will be competing. That is happening this Wednesday on the 17th. So exciting stuff for Zimbabwean athletics. We also have an under-20 Zimbabwe volleyball team, our Eagles. They're currently in Egypt competing in the under-20 African Nations Championship, African Nations Volleyball Championship. We lost to the hosts 3-0 in sets on Saturday night, but this time around we'll be playing Algeria later today. But by the time this comes out, they'll have played already. So wishing them all the best. Yeah. It's tough competition when we go up to the north in Africa.
Yeah, very good exposure, but difficult as well because they've got height, the North Africans, and then you've got West African opposition when we play them at the All Africa Games. They've got a lot of muscle, a lot of power as well. So, yeah, it's a very good exposure for the guys there,
Yeah, but obviously qualification to this tournament is also a huge green light. And getting our team over there to Egypt, we had, the president, Mkolisi, and he was saying there were a couple of challenges, getting the finances to get the team there. So we're very happy that they've been able to do so. Well, that sums up a Beyond the Pitch. We're going to be moving into rumours and rubbish. A very unfortunate event, a weird event to say the least, between Tino Kadewere, one of the Warriors players, and Yvonne Mangunda. An exchange went down there. So let's talk about that in rumours and rubbish. Rumours and Rubbish, this is where we discuss things we hear and see in the footballing world and also in other sporting activities in Zimbabwe. As I alluded to earlier, we're going to be talking about, first of all, Tino Kadewere and Yvonne Mangunda's exchange last week, Tuesday, at Orlando Stadium ahead of the Warriors' FIFA World Cup game. It was a very heated exchange. Obviously, none of us were there, so all of this is alleged and what we have heard has been reported. But Tino Kadewere, upon seeing Yvonne arriving at Orlando Stadium, was not happy, intimidated her, got in her face, poked her chest, and maybe even threatened to assault her. So not a lot of good coming out of that. It's rumours, a lot of rumour here, and rubbish coming through. CheMhofela, I'm seeing a concerned face. What is your reaction to hearing this sort of news?
It's something that's not good, because automatically when I see it, when we talk of Yvonne, when I see her, I see her like my sister. Once I had a show together, so that's kind of a thing that's touched my heart. But the issue now comes to big two. If she was in the line of a job, because if it's not in the line of a job, it was something else. But if it was an open session whereby the members of the Fourth Estate are being called in to come to do their duties, maybe I can give a benefit of that. But if it was not like that, maybe we can talk something negative about that one. And then comes to my young men, those kind of things, we don't expect that kind of thing, especially from someone who comes from a media company of your nation. But if it was from a journalist from somewhere, it was going to be something else. But I'm very happy that they managed to mend their relationship amicably and forgiven each other. And also it comes to the situation whereby when that was happening, I think somehow, me as a supporter, there was a lack of the bridge line between the security system that's protect the players and they protect the Fourth Estate. Because there's an area that we do the negligence. I've been watching, when Ghana came here playing Zimbabwe, the last AFCON qualifications. The technical team for Ghana, they managed to have 2 buses. And the other ones, Imbas organized some cars for them to go to the stadium, National Sports Stadium. But we, the Zimbabweans, we were squashed in my former Cape United bus. So means to say we have to beef up the security within our players and the media. And I normally see it on the big platforms, like when they're watching UEFA, when we're watching FIFA, the World Cup. You, the media guys, they used to put you a barricade to say you're going to be there.
Yes.
So that means to say if you see a media person jumping the barricade, it's wrong. If you see a player jumping the barricade to the media, something is wrong. So meaning to say there were no lines were drawn between the Fourth Estate and the players. There was a lacking, someone slipped over the jute there. That's my point.
Yeah. Just to chip in my 50 cents, obviously the way Tino reacted is not allowed to verbally assault and try and harass someone is not a way to act. However, in saying that, I guess there's sort of 2 sides to every story. Yvonne has been known allegedly to be very critical of players, sometimes taking it personally. Looking to you, Steve, you work in radio. As somebody who works in media, you also have to be prepared. If you criticize someone, you also have to be prepared to not be liked back from that person. Is that something you've had to experience?
Of course, yes. Like we always say, agree or disagree with us, because sport, it's all about opinions. At the end of the day, we've got our favourite teams and favourite players, and we enjoy, but we all think differently, and that's part of the beauty of sport. Yvonne was part of the original lineup at Star FM when we started in 2012, so I was her boss, and groomed her into the First Lady of Sport, and she took that title because she's fearless and she says things how they are, even if it does lead to a strong reaction sometimes. So that's the way that she is. She's never afraid to give her opinions. For Tino, I think for the past year or so, the fans have criticised his presence in the team, isn't it? Whether he deserves to be in the Warriors. Like I said, there's a lot of things we don't know about this, but I suspect that's probably underlying with him, that he's received a lot of criticism, so that might have affected him as well. But of course, always you agree or disagree with what we say, but let's do it in the right way, is what I can say, Sips.
Yeah. Yes, also just a disclaimer, these are our own opinions and thoughts. Don't take us to heart here. You're allowed to have your own opinion and your own thoughts. So let us know in the comments what you think about the situation. But the second situation is Dynamos again at Rufaro Stadium against Triangle United on Sunday. It was the referee blew a full time on the game, and straight away a hold of Dynamo's players, technical staff will then swarm towards the ref, some of them even holding him, and again intimidation being used as a tactic here. I think there was a bit of frustration as to what had happened. CheMhofela, you know a better idea of why Dynamos were frustrated and what happened. So tell us why they were frustrated.
As for myself, my only preaching is, please, whenever there is hooliganism, miss or throwing in the stadium, I'm not part of it, and I don't like it, and I don't encourage that one. It chases away. We need the investors, we need the sponsors to come. So what I was watching, because I was watching that match, I was not at the stadium, but I was watching on the television. The match, there was an extra time added on the normal regulation time. So the fourth official raised the board when the match was already in the 92 minutes. So it was 5 minutes. So it's exactly 5 minutes. So the supporters, they thought maybe on top of the 2 minutes, they're going to add 5 to make it 97. Little do they know that the regulation time is lapsed already. So please, I discourage, please, the supporters. We are there to cheer up the fans. We are not there to harass the match officials, the supporters, even the players. Those people are being paid to do that. People are this one, they went to school to do those things, what they'll be doing. Let's just cheer up our teams. Please, I discourage that. Even to my Scotland fans, I ask them, by the fourth match, already people, they were showing the placards to my coach, Ndiraya. Where are you fans? We were saying Ndiraya. Now we're in the second position. Why didn't you want him to go? Please, no to hooliganism. I don't like hooliganism in the Zimbabwean football. He's got no say and he's got no part in it. Please, Dynamos, let's a better team wins.
Yeah. What's also very ironic, I was watching the live stream as well, and one of the commentators said the camera had panned to a little girl who was enjoying a lollipop with her mother, and the commentator said, come bring your kids to the stadium, it's fun, it's a safe place.
I was watching
Fast forward 10 minutes, missiles are being thrown onto the pitch, a referee is being harassed. Is it actually a safe place for children? Or at least maybe not a Dynamo's home game at Rufaro. But Ogege, you're a fan. You obviously want everyone to enjoy football. Is bringing your child to a football game in Zimbabwe, is it safe?
Yeah, totally safe. But my reactions are not set to my supporters. Like CheMhofela, is one to preach out. No, as a supporters, we are to do milishungan, hooliganism, through our missiles. And so besides those things, it's also my supporters got to support to the at the same time trukuti vanhu vacho vagadzidzirawo futi ngavazvichiitawo zvinhu zviri fair kuitira kuti zvisazovhiringidze masupports, because izvozvo ndo zvimwe zvinodra attention. We are expecting a good result. Expected we're now getting 3 points, but zvova zvaramba. So last time I'm going to be about the question it's part of the game. We are expecting three results: win, lose, draw. So
Yeah, well, I think that's really well said. A good wrap up. Obviously, Violence in sport has no place. Also, crowd behavior, spectator behavior is very important to keep the game alive and going. That sums up rumors and rubbish. Just a quick game time look. So last week, guys, you guys were brilliant. I enjoyed looking through all the answers that were submitted, which the question was, which two teams share the record for the most Chibuku Super Cup wins? And the answers was Harare City FC, FC Platinum, and Dynamo. So if you said any of those three questions, you got it right. But remember, you have to get it right, and then AI has to choose your name. So well into those 4 winners, that graphic will appear up on the screen. You'll be getting a phone call from us pretty soon. But this week's question is, who was the last coach to guide Dynamos to a Castle Lager PSL title? So let us know what you think, maybe in the comments, but also follow us on social media so that you know where to find the secret code, and then you have to go into the Fanzone website and punch it in and your answer. And what a great episode that was. Ogege, CheMhofela, that was brilliant. Enjoyed the insights. I've had a lot of fun in the studio today, and I've actually learned quite a bit. If you enjoyed this content, remember to subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you're alerted every time we upload a video. There are now 2 videos going up, the Fanzone Podcast and Larry's Look at the League. Also a very great show going on YouTube as well. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, or X, WhatsApp channels, Instagram. We're everywhere and anywhere you want to find us. And we'll see you guys in the next show.